Hello and welcome back to the Graceful Tangle YouTube channel. I'm Amy Kate, a young but passionate knitter and crocheter. If you haven't already, I would love it if you took a moment to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a new video. I am so excited to be back with you guys today talking about a brand new pattern release. I am absolutely in love with this cowl and I cannot wait to just take a few minutes to talk about it with you guys, share a few tips that I have found along the way, and I am just really excited. So this is the Arid cowl, and perhaps the most exciting thing about this pattern is the yarn that was used for this design. So I used a brand new yarn from Knit Picks. It is available exclusively on Knit Picks, and it is their High Desert yarn. Now this is a super special yarn because it is 100% grown, spun, made, and dyed in the USA, which is just amazing. Here is what a brand new skein looks like. This is the colorway, let me see if I can find it, Quail. So this is the colorway Quail. For this specific cowl, I wrote the colorways down so I could tell you correctly. I used the colorways Forge and Cottonwood. So Cottonwood is the white, and then the like dark gray black color is Forge. And I really love the high contrast between these two colors. I wanted to talk about a few tips when you're working color work, and I think that this leads me into my first one smoothly, and that is that it's very important to pick two highly contrasting colors. So if you have a phone or a camera, you might find it helpful to actually take a picture of the colors that you are planning on using in your project. And if you can see that stark contrast between the black and the white, then you know that it's a good pairing and they're going to contrast well together. But if they are kind of the same gray tone, then they aren't going to contrast well together and your color work might be blurred. So it all depends on what look you're going for. For me in this design, I definitely wanted a stark contrast, so I used two very different colors. If you wanted more muted tones, you could choose colors that are a little bit more similar or in the same color family. The next thing that I wanted to talk about with this cowl is the construction. So this cowl is worked in the round. You start, let me take it off so that you can actually see it. So right here is my seam. You can kind of see that line right there. So you start at this seam and work all the way up in the round. So it is double thick, so it's super warm and cozy. And you work all the way around, and then you seam these two ends together. Now for this sample and in the pattern, I called for the provisional cast on, and then I joined with the two ends using the 3-needle bind off. Now if you are more of a beginner, you can absolutely do a standard long tail cast on and then a normal knit and bind off and just whip stitch those ends together. It will be a little bit more noticeable, but it's also going to be at the back of your neck. So it just kind of depends on what look you're going for. I do have a tutorial on my channel that is for a knit headband, and I'm going to link that down below. And I used the same seaming techniques in that headband as I did in this cowl. So that is a free pattern. You can check out that video. Again, that pattern and video will be linked down below. So if you want like a visual aid for seaming something using this method, and for the provisional cast on, you can totally check that out and it'll provide that insight for you. Now, a couple of other things to note that made this process of knitting this cowl a little bit easier for me, and that is this little notion from Knit Picks. This was amazing. It was so helpful, and I am so glad that I bit the bullet and decided to use it for this project. So this is the Pattern Keeper from Knit Picks, or Chart Keeper. You can use it for any pattern. You know, it can be a knit pattern or a crochet pattern. However, it is specifically designed for color work charts. So I have my chart in here. This is a free pattern. I'll talk more about that in a second, but this is a free pattern, so I'm just going to show you the actual chart. So here is the color work chart that I used to knit this cowl, and you can see that it has all of these magnets. So the actual binder itself is magnetic, and so you can use these magnets to secure your piece of paper to the actual binder. And then what I like to do is take this long magnet, and I'm going to use these two here at the bottom. And I'm going to lay it on the row that I am doing. So say I was like, you know, on this row or something. I would put the magnet below that row, just like that. And then that way when I look down, my eyes directly, well, if I put it straight, that might be a little bit more helpful, huh? There we go. And now, when I look down at my work, I can see that my eyes immediately are attracted to this big magnet in the middle. And then I look right above that and see the row that I am on. So, this is by no means a necessity, but it was extremely helpful for helping me keep track of which row that I was on. And it just made the whole process a little bit smoother. It's a pretty long color work chart. It's a 33 round repeat. So it's very simple, beginner friendly, and some rounds are the same. So it's not like every single round is completely different. But you still have to keep track of where you are. And having something like that is designed for that purpose makes it so much easier. So I'll link to that down below if you want to check it out and find that for yourself. So, like I mentioned earlier, this is the Arid Cowl. It is actually a free pattern on my website, thegracefultangle.com, and in my Ravelry shop. So I hope you take advantage of it. I hope that you enjoy this pattern and love it. I designed it with the beginner colorwork knitter in mind. So it's a big undertaking. It is a big project, but colorwork is something that is so fun to knit and such an amazing technique to have in your knitting arsenal. So I hope this inspires you to knit this cowl for yourself. I will leave the links to everywhere where you can find this pattern and the yarn in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell right beside that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again next time. Bye.